A very good afternoon, and treat our panel discussion as a dessert after food. We are not going to bore you, we are going to entertain you. Because we consider this life as a joy, and we consider AI as a new spice in the market. Everybody is interested in AI, including healthcare. So, I am sitting with young, dynamic, lively people. I am the old. But before we get to our panel, I want to give a funny thought. Dr. Kalam always used to call me funny guy. And this funny guy used to be of two varieties. If he is very happy with me, sir, your speech was very good, funny guy. Suppose he is very angry with me, funny guy. So, name will not change, tone will change. And so, one funny thought I will give you. What is AI? Okay, I am not going to give you a lecture, I am going to give you a funny thought. Now, you know, in the human history, entire human history, you forget about Chandragupta Maurya, you forget about Mughal, you forget about Genghis Khan, you forget about all of this. History, human history is that there is always one empire which is out to conquer small kingdoms. Always. नेम चेंज होता रहता है, वो हिस्ट्री सेम है. तो अब कौन है नया एम्पायर? AI. तो हम क्या करें? What do we do? So look at when Britishers came. I don't want to go beyond that. I'm up to that point. History is undisputed. So when the Britishers came, so many kingdoms were there. Rajputs were there. So many kingdoms were there. So one by one, they took over everything. Now some Indians of that era, they have decided what is that these English people are having which we don't have. And they decided it is English. Isn't it? English man hai, wo to hamare ko to English to nahi aati. So that means English we don't know. So let us learn English. So from Banking Chand, from all these Renaissance people, they decided to learn English. इतनी अच्छी इंग्लिश पढ़ी, बंदों ने अपना प्राइम मिनिस्टर बना दिया उनका. नाउ ऋषि सुनक प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन गया. प्लीज conclude these 2 days of deliberation on that note. AI will come from here. इस एम्पायर के अंदर घुस के इस एम्पायर को जीत कर दिखाएंगे. अंदर घुस के मारेंगे. मजा आया ना कुछ अभी थोड़ा सा. Now, with that, I want to, from my experience, I want to tell you that in our country, every new thing is always celebrated. Unlike in the West, where people are skeptical about new things, we are very happy about new things. Somebody says, गोबर खाने से बाल आ जाते हैं. Some people will silently do that also. Later on they will say, नहीं आते यार. But you know, so everybody is doing AI these days. Everybody, सबके हाथ में मोबाइल है, सबके पास चैट जीटीपी है. तो वो बताएगा कौन सा स्पेलिंग गधे का करेक्ट है, एस बोले या डंकी बोले. And then as soon as he get a reply, he will send a WhatsApp. See, 20% says S, 30% says donkey. So ये तो कोई बात नहीं हुई. So now what we have to do is we have to go beyond that. Okay. So now lot of things I learned sitting here 2 days is the best thing. One was the regulation. Lot of serious things have been done. So one of the biggest challenges that like our Aadhaar card, where is the health card? Where is the identity of the person who has been given 5 lakhs rupees guarantee of free treatment? Free treatment to whom? Who is he? Is he an Aadhaar card number? Or there should be something more? At least blood group? At least parents' ka name? At least some more medical information about that? And like UPI stack, rato raat ban gaya. Why healthcare stack is not there? Why every time I go, I have to say, what is your blood group? B plus. Okay. So, why all these things is going on? So, this tamasha should end somewhere. So, now there is a regulation. There is a regulation, and after that, specialists sitting there, and they have to tell that from now we have to go to this. So, with that, I conclude here, and I will, at the end, I will take my 1 more minute, and over to you. You tell about yourself rather than my reading from this.
Good evening all. Happy to be here. I think thanks to the organizers for inviting. I'm Dr. Bhaskar. I'm a CEO for a Center of Excellence with Government of Karnataka. We work a lot with innovators and startups in the space of medtech and health tech. We see AI almost every single day, multiple times a day. Like sir was saying, I keep saying whenever I'm giving a talk, AI is today become like salt in every dish, right? So you really cannot live without AI. That's how it has become. Rather, coming back to the question you really raised, sir. Regulation is something which is at the core of how AI really gets adopted. We have been looking at multiple challenges, from adoption challenge to preparedness challenge to infrastructure challenge to cybersecurity challenge, everything. But at the core of everything is really regulations. What are those regulations which will enable better adoption and building in more efficiency due to AI? That is what we are looking at. Everybody keeps saying people love technology. If you really ask, I don't think so anybody loves technology, be it the engineer nor the doctor, anybody. All that we really love is convenience. If you remove convenience out of technology, nobody will use that technology, right? So that's the whole point. If AI is only reducing the layer of that convenience and building in more burden, we will never use it. How will you ensure this really happens is the responsibility of regulations. A lot of good things has been happening in the past few years. From the time we have seen AI in healthcare, at least almost a decade since I have been involved in this space, but last 3-4 years have been really good with respect to how it is shaping up. Do we have everything concrete? Maybe not, because we have DPDP, which is already implemented, which is giving us a lot of strength with respect to how digital privacy or your personal identifiers can be shared or should not be shared. Also, when you look at AI specific guidelines, SAHI, both, everything was released during the AI India Summit, which is good. But what is the bigger challenge is we don't have specific standards for data sharing or data management within healthcare. So the biggest challenge today for any of the hospitals or large institutions to build or share or also develop interoperable systems. If it is not interoperable between 2-3 hospitals, I'm really not solving the problem of the disease. I'm only solving the problem of the particular hospital or the particular doctor. That is where we need real regulations, where data can be really looked at and shared. There is a gap there. Once that happens, a lot of things will get more streamlined. Last point on an additional one which you mentioned about, what is the identifier? What is the UPI movement which is going to come in healthcare? ABHA and ABDM was supposed to do it. There was a significant hope when they were launched. It is going pretty slow with respect to how it is getting integrated within the health systems. But once we solve the data layer is when we can really see a hope of ABHA becoming the UPI layer for that. The latest progress which has really happened is what NHA has done is integrated ABHA with insurance claims. So if you want to really claim insurance, especially the government money, like you're rightly mentioning, 5 lakhs, if a patient goes to a hospital, wants to gain that money, then he has to have an ABHA ID, which will become the whole and sole card for all his health records and health access. Eventually, private might also come on board. That is when we'll really see the revolution of AI in healthcare. Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Just continuing to what Abha, so there are a lot of use cases now. We know after this government changed, the number of medical colleges in the country have increased. So what has happened? What is happening? So one use case of Abha is now what used to happen. The colleges used to fabricate number of patients and tell that these are the number of patients we are seeing. So the one use case of ABA is now we need ABA, National Medical Commission collects ABA IDs, and they are using technology also now. So all our HIS systems are integrated through an API to the National Medical Commission. So even if we fill something in the paper, they will know what actually are there. And we have CCTVs also. So that is how they are actually tracking. So I'm always been an advocate for digital technology, embracing in medicine. Incidentally, I have become a doctor, but I was very passionate that I wanted to be a computer engineer or something like that. So, but that technology has not left me. So I have been doing multiple things. I implemented in all my government colleges HIS systems. We made a unified HIS system for all government medical colleges. And the time at which this was done, I had done it in 2017-18, that point of time. That time, Karnataka was leading, and it was the largest number of hospitals on HIS systems in the government, public health systems. So that is where I came from, that is what I do. And now, presently, I interact with a lot of medtech and health tech companies and mentor them, try to do something, because I don't think so there is one single resource or one single person who can actually do a difference to this country like India. So I think everybody has to participate, and we have to be very inclusive, is what I can say. So coming to what does AI, to your question, sir. So I have just made some points for it. So autonomous is what we are looking at. So what autonomous things which we are looking at? Mainly repetitive and routine tasks which can be done, so that can be autonomous. For example, we are mentioning ABA, so it is generated so seamlessly now. So patient registration happens. Actually, we did a study to see the queuing system and how much time it takes. So on an average, it used to take 15 to 20 minutes to generate a registration card in our public health system. After ABA, there is something called a scan and share. So it happens within 1 minute. So actually, patient does not have to stay there. So this is what autonomous things can do. Now next, going forward, I think data will become a big asset based on how good your data or how good you have your health records in place. That will define you how accurately or how better treatment you are likely to get. So then from a standpoint, if you look at trends, for example, somebody's normal hemoglobin may be 18. Somebody's normal hemoglobin may be only 10. So if you have that kind of data, your treatment may change. Because I'm a radiation oncologist, this matters to me when I'm taking patients on treatment. So slowly, healthcare, I think, because of this advent of AI, it will change from reactive to predictive side. So this is what it is. So preventive medicines also is likely to go up, is what I can think. And every clinician should become technology enabled or technology pro, because there was a saying, everybody says doctors are very technology challenged, which is not the case. I always tell the startups I'm mentoring that you need to seamlessly integrate into the system. If you are asking a patient to come, the doctor to sit in front of a computer or use an app in front of a patient, I don't think so your solution is going to sell. So it has to seamlessly, the less friction it is, better it is. Trust, of course, from last 2 days we have been doing it. And from Google we heard that hospitals will not be pegged or ranked based upon the technology they own, because as of now, everybody is telling, I have this excellent machine. For example, in radiation oncology, I have the latest LINAC, I have Exact, I have Halcyon, I have Proton. These are all just fancy tools of doing radiation. So compared to what we do, that's what I say. So if this technology will do not just what machines we own, and maybe the intelligence it is building. Because as of now, if you see, there is no cross-pollination between vendors of, for example, large chains. Yashoda Hospital, they have a very good intelligence system inside themselves, but this is not interoperable among other systems. That is one thing which I think, that's about it, sir.
So, Monaji, we are coming to you with a very hopeful, powerful, assuring word, which My two colleagues have sold ABHA. ABHA हो गया तो बहुत कुछ हो जाएगा. So now please start from
I
that.
think I think I'll let you know, because ICMR is actually a research organization. I think people mistake us like for a policy and this. We build research for evidence to policy. I totally agree, ABHA is that magic wand, but before you even get to it, I think there are a lot of things that can be done. Morning se we have been listening, data. We have a lot of data. Two things I think before us also, everybody said, and I think Dr. Saket was there, lot of data is being taken through the camps, right? Has anybody said when that camp data is used, whose data it is? From where was the permission taken? Where were the models taken? Nobody talks about it, because many of that data is directly taken from the field, built into the models, and those models are sold. But if you go and ask back to the companies where that data came from, nobody talks. Second, the public money that is used for research. We have 3 research organizations. We have DBT, we have DST, we have ICMR. None of the researchers talk to each other. Lot of same type of research is being done at cross levels, and different researchers probably talking on the same problem, but the way they are solving the problem depending on the sets. For example, Dr. Saket is working on the operational side. He is working on how to have a surgical tray, right? But he has to talk to a surgeon. Same problem. She has a surgical tray. You said, for me it is fine. He said, no, it has to. The way you look at the problem is different. The same problem. Diabetes, same problem. As a clinician, as a screening tool, as a public, for me, as a public health physician, for me, screening is the most important, that the person should be getting to the hospital early. That is my thing. For a clinician, mainly getting the person right, diagnostic. For a basic scientist, which is the genome. All 3, nobody talks. Do we have the knowledge graphs where we can actually identify the clusters of those people so that the data can come together? Any publicly funded, I think if you are looking closely to the government, ANRF funded or other public organizations, now they are coming with a caveat, any data that is going to be funded of the public grants has to be deposited back to the agency. So we are, I think at the national level, that thing has started. The ministry level, we have a lot of national data. We have the National Family Health Survey data. We have the longevity data. We have a lot of those registries which the MOSPI takes. Crosstalk across the governments has started to take place. There is an initiative now by the government that the ministries have to share data, although it is going to be tough because historically we have been, agar aap data maang lo, koi data nahi deta, but yes, we are getting those now. I think once the government decides, I think that is where that push comes, and then you have to do the data. Last, of course, we are all talking about, but everybody forgets health is a state subject. The implementation has to be done at the state level. Whatever happens at the national level, we can make the guidelines, we can do anything, but the adoption, implementation has to be done by the state at the state level, then at the district level, then down to the primary care. That is the whole thing. What has been the crucial piece that has been missing, I think nobody has realized, is that single window at the state level. So even when we are looking at the ethical and the regulatory pathway, what happens at the national level, you have all the guidelines. Then you directly come to the institutions for the ethics. And that's where medtech companies are always struggling. Where do you go for the ethics? So that's why I gave the Andhra Pradesh model. It became a single window, like a single ticket. You go there, the government takes over. The companies didn't have to do anything. They just had to apply. They got screened in, finalized, tested, feasible, and at least 4 companies will get the contract. But how did it do it? Because there was a government intent. So that one single ticket window that has to come at the window of the state, and that is where probably ABHA and everything will start to kick in. But these are the few things I think I wanted to have a broader view, that we have data, but we really need to think through, have knowledge graphs, identify clusters of people who are working on the same problem. So we have like a matchmaking, right? In the shadi, and we look at the characteristics. Similarly, if you can build a matchmaking site for the researchers, I think a lot of people can actually say, "Acha, the collaborations will start there." Because I go there, "Acha, hum bhi isi problem par kaam kar rahe hain," but nobody knows. Last, I think, for many people who are academicians, why we do not collaborate? The way we are assigned to do our, like, अगर मैं professor नहीं बनूंगी, अगर मेरे पास मैं first author नहीं होंगी और मैं या last author नहीं होंगी, या I will not be a corresponding author. Nobody looks at how many people you collaborated with. Till that thing goes off, this thing is going to be there. I'm not going to share my data till I get my first author paper out and I get my promotion due. So till these things are taken care of, the root, it will be difficult for us to move forward, but this is that experience that I've learned over a period of years. Yeah.
Before we come to sir, I am very happy that मोना जी ने मिरर दिखा दिया. देखो भैया ये है, तुम खूबसूरत हो या बदसूरत हो, तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम है. दिस इज ए मिरर. वेरी राइटली यू सेड, जनरली पीपल हु वर्क इन गवर्नमेंट दे से सब बढ़िया है, सत्यमेव जयते. दैट इज वाई नोबडी बिलीव देम. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर टेलिंग the real picture. And the biggest development I consider is that this ABHA linking with insurance.
Yes.
See, this India moves through insurance. जो डायरेक्ट लाभार्थी है, जो उसके पास पैसा पहुंचाएगा वही जीतेगा. तो अभी तो what we have to do now that this 5 lakhs health insurance has to be connected through ABHA. Then slowly everybody will start doing to that. Now we will have one more round quick. So now to sir.
I'm Dr. Narendra, Professor of Surgical Oncology from Sri Venkateswara Institute of Medical Sciences, Tirupati. I'm not an engineer or AI scientist. What I'm interested in is how best a doctor can make use of AI, particularly in the oncology field. As I see it, there is a lot of information coming from clinical data, imaging data, pathological data, molecular. Now in oncology, there is a big scope for precision medicine, where information is coming from molecular diagnostics, genetic information and all. And the earlier treatment for all oncological patients would have been one size fits for all. That is like carpet bombing. You give some chemotherapy, which we believe which would take care of all the cancers in a similar way. It is no more like that. Even a breast cancer behaves in a different way in different patients. So we are moving towards what is called a precision oncology, wherein this information is very important. This information comes on day-to-day basis. And for a human mind to integrate all this information and to synthesize the data from it and to come to various conclusions, whether to put that patient to low risk category or high risk category, it becomes very difficult, because there are a lot of concepts going as de-escalation and escalation, because in oncology every treatment has its side effects. So if we escalate the treatment for a low risk patient, unnecessarily their quality of life is affected without any meaningful clinical benefit. Similarly, if we don't escalate for high-risk patients, again, they will be compromised in their quality of life. So this AI has a bigger role in this field, particular field, that is as a decision enabler to humans, as well as in monitoring, because again, these oncology patients come repeatedly over a lifelong journey. So that all the data to synthesize and to convert into a meaningful way for best treatment, it enables us. And other area is, as already 2 days we have covered all these things, there is something bigger role for preventive oncology, something like Dr. Chinnababu coined a word called precursor oncology, where you predict the disease a decade earlier and treat it in very early stage, so that you don't have to treat at an advanced stage and you are going to achieve a cure. So these are the areas where I see AI has a bigger role.
Fantastic. So we have 7 minutes. So now, no, this 0.03 also I counted. So we all started when I was invited to this panel. So very nice words were written. Autonomous hospital. मैं तो डर गया. अगर हॉस्पिटल ऑटोनोमस हो गया तो गए हम लोग. कोई तो होना चाहिए ना वो ऑटोनॉमी के बीच में. So then, with your experience in aerospace and missile are very simple system. मंगलयान नहीं उतरा. यहाँ तो पेशेंट मर गया तो गया. There is no second मंगलयान. So first of all, don't allow these outsiders of the hospital to come and give their gyan. Hospital is the system of systems. There is a financial system, there is a medical system, there is a nursing system, there is a pharmaceutical system. There is no system on this earth which is not applicable in hospital. There is politics also. So it's a system of system. First of all, don't compare hospital with missile and aerospace. They are nothing. They are very straightforward. वो मारना है जाके मार दिया, खत्म हो गया, फोटो दिखा दिया. देखो पहले छत को मारा, फिर नीचे मारा, सब लोगों ने ताली बजा दी. ऐसा नहीं है यहाँ पर. This is human lives are involved actually. Number one. So respect the hospital as a system of the systems. Outsiders should not jump. ये स्विमिंग पूल लगा हुआ है, सबको यहाँ पे AI चलानी है. I am little uncomfortable with that. Health AI without doctors is BS. That's all. You know the full abbreviation. The second point is there is a very sensitive thing in hospital which is called situational awareness. A good experienced nurse, she knows something happened to a person, to the patient, even without patient telling anything. That is why nurses are called Florence Nightingale. But in healthcare industry, the most underpaid, the most unrecognized and used as a dispensable Excel sheet, 10% निकाल दो. अरे 10% निकाल दो मतलब एक आंख निकाल दो, 10 उंगलियां एक उंगली काट दो, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. So we have to respect situational awareness, real-time situational awareness. With whatever little I know about AI, we are miles and years away from any real-time situational awareness of knowledge. Okay. The third point is, which is the last point, is audit. Now, AI cannot be a black box. कौन सी AI? मोना जी वेरी क्लियरली, कौन सा डाटा किसने लिया, कहाँ लिया, कौन सी मशीन से लिया, 98 टेम्परेचर, ये तरीका है. कौन सा थर्मामीटर यूज़ करा, डिजिटल करा, कहाँ लगाया, इधर लगाया, इधर लगाया. The data means healthcare data is not a joke. किसने लिया, कहाँ लिया, कैसे लिया, कब लिया. All these things if you are not there, 12 लोगों के ऊपर डाटा लिया, 98% people in Hyderabad are diabetic. अरे 12 लोग थे, उनके बराबर में मिठाई की दुकान थी, और डायबिटिक नहीं होंगे तो क्या होंगे वो. So this joke should end. And the problem is that medical fraternity has allowed so many variety entertainment program to enter into their system. That is why all these things are happening. So these three words are cautionary word, little unpleasant work, but they have to be told. Somebody has to tell all these things. So when AI 3.0 will take place, Chinnababu Sahib is sitting with me. If I still survive, if he still invite me, he may decide also. So we will discuss all these problems, and all this panel will be very happy to return again and tell what happened. Just a quick word with everybody, and then we will close.
Thank you, sir. I think one thing what we have learned as administrators and management people is, if there is a problem, go to the root cause of the problem and remove the problem. In all of the problems you mentioned, sir, the root cause is human. So human को निकाल दिया, autonomous hospital बना दो. So that's the whole. But quick 2 points. Where we are really seeing a problem with AI is when we are looking at either AI or technology as a solution. You want AI as a doctor is a problem. AI as a hospital is a problem. Wherever we have seen AI as a bridge, AI will help me do things better. AI will help me learn. It has always been helpful and good. So that's my closing thought, where I will say, if we can focus on using any technology for that matter, leave alone AI, tomorrow it might be something else, we can talk about quantum, but it should be as a bridge, not as a solution for anything. We have still not reached as a technology being a solution for anything yet.
I think we have to use technology because I'm a proponent for technology than medicine. So I think we need to experiment on our own. Maybe you're saying like you can consider your hospital as a sandbox within which you can do, but you should never stand outside it and look at it. You should be inside it to look at this human in the loop kind of thing. You need to be aware what it is doing, how it is doing. With that, I think you should do some experiment. Otherwise, technology will not go forward. I can correlate like when TVs came, they told it's an idiot box. Then when mobiles came, they told something will happen. So many things went off. But ultimately, it is part of our life.
It actually happened.
Yeah. So
TV has made idiot of all of us.
no, that is. No, I'm not discounting that.
No, and mobile has taken away everything.
But it's still part of our system. So what I'm trying to say is there are a lot of good things about it.
Okay.
So I think we need to embrace the good things and move forward.
I think more you know about things, less you are likely to adopt. जैसे कहते हैं California में nobody allows them to use their mobile phones. So I still don't have to use a UPI. I still use a cash. Digi यात्रा बहुत मुश्किल से use करती हूँ अगर ज़रूरत है. I am still the old thought.
भगवान आपको बहुत कैश दे. Our prayers are with you.
Just coming to the thing, because I think data has been the core point, but I think what has happened with AI is also that observational skills have gone away. I think we are, I'll just look at if you look at the NFHS survey, right? What I think I had observed like 10 years ago, I was telling my counterparts, I said, can't you see you have to stop this family planning program? I said, कहते क्यों इतनी तो population है? मैंने कहा, no, can't you see that there's the infertility clinics are opening up all the way. There's a huge problem, and I don't see anybody having children. I think just look at your family. Do you see that? But nobody used to, like, they just won't understand. The gynecologists still kept on saying, no, just have 1, 2. They were trained like that. Unless until you keep your eyes open on what is happening around you, and that observational skills have to be there, data or no data, data is going to assist you. But if you lose your power to do those things, that is where AI is not going to help you. Use AI to confirm what you have, but please keep your eyes open to understand what is happening. That is my closing thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as I see it, AI has definitely a role, enabler role, rather than replacing humans. If you see, I mean, very elderly patients and all, just talking to the doctors, just touch of the doctor, they believe the disease is cured. So more than medicines, there is a lot of human touch in it. Whether humanoids, all these various advances in AI will replace that, I am not sure. Still, I am a old believer. They can't replace humans in this aspect.
One thing I learned most from Dr. Kalam is he taught me to be an opportunist. So today I got an opportunity to be the panelist in this with these knowledgeable and experienced people. So I want to use that opportunity to make one last point. See, there are a lot of non-invasive devices are coming, and particularly for blood sugar and all that. So we have a very committed entrepreneur here, Deepthi. She has done a lot of work. She collected all the non-invasive devices from all parts of the world. Now the question is, how do we validate them? So I will be connecting her with all of you, especially to Mona ji, and बच्चों का हाथ पकड़ के चलाओ सर. बोलते रहेंगे तो हमारी कोई इज्जत नहीं करेगा. We have to help them to become better. That is how we have to earn our respect. Thank you very much. I thought after Dr. Kalam passed away, I lost my relevance. But after sitting here on this panel, I am feeling abhi to chal raha hai gaadi. Thank you very much, all of you.
A big hand to this panel.